Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Today I have some very spicy, interesting things to talk to you guys about. So, as you guys may know, Venezuelans have been illegally entering into our nation and the United States of America as of recently. And if you really know, you may also know that this hasn't just been happening recently, but this has been happening for the past few years. It's only coming to light because we're seeing the negative impact of these Venezuelans illegally entering into our nations. And I do just want to add, this is nothing against Venezuelans in particular, because there's many good Venezuelans that have legally entered into our nation. However, there are illegal immigrants taking advantage of the systems that we have here in America and our very bad political system as of today. And I just want to mention really quickly, my name is Nate, and yes, I am a Christian, but we have to realize that this is not political, this is a spiritual battle, because anything that manifests in the political world first happens spiritually, guys. And so remember, this is not a battle against flesh and blood, but against evil principalities in dark and high places.
Look, guys, the National Guard. National Guard is now all over Brooklyn, man. There ain't no cops anywhere. It's only National Guard now, everywhere. Look at that shit. Martial law coming, man.
So as you guys can see, this is a potential result as of the Venezuelan protests and the Venezuelan just attacking and brutally just committing crimes all throughout the states. We see them all throughout Chicago and Colorado doing all of these crimes, and even New York, which are places you'd least expect them to be able to get away with this stuff, but apparently they are. And so what these Venezuelans are doing is they're going to different apartment complexes and they're just claiming their territory and saying, hey, we claim this territory, this belongs to us, we deserve it, even though we did nothing to earn it. And then they're just kicking out innocent civilians out of these apartments, or else they get this to the head. And then what's happening too is they're threatening the landlords. And then for some reason, FPL and the companies that work with the electricity and water in the area don't shut off all the water and electricity for these illegal Venezuelans who are entering into our nation and claiming these apartments illegally. Why that is, that shows a level of corruption. And again, this is why I say a born again Christian. I say that we wrestled not against flesh and blood, but against evil principalities in dark and high places. This is what it warns us about in the book of Ephesians, guys, all throughout the word of God. So it does make it clear that these things are bound to happen. These things will happen. And again, that's because of the battle between dark and evil against us. And so, guys, this is a potential result of the Venezuelan immigrants. Now, I can't show you guys too many graphic clips because I don't want YouTube to use that as an excuse to censor me. Unfortunately, they love to do that with people like myself who share too much truth. But this is somebody that actually, I believe, lives over there in Colorado, and they're talking about the cover-up that the media hasn't really been talking about. So let's go ahead and watch it, guys.
Happening in 2024, would you believe me? Let me tell you how crazy this is. In Aurora, Colorado, there's a Venezuelan gang that has taken over 2 apartment buildings. I kid you not, the landowner has contacted the local authorities. They said there's nothing they can do about it. That's squatter laws, bro. I kid you not, look this up. Number 2, he went to the FBI. They said there's nothing they can do. And he even went to the marshals, y'all. And this Venezuelan gang has taken over the apartment building. They're charging the tenants inside rent money like they're the landlords. Meanwhile, the real landlord can't get these people evicted. All the people that's leaving the apartment buildings, as soon as they leave, these Venezuelan gang members are just moving in more gang members to a point where they are taking over the building with guns. It's no more security there. Like, look this up right now. And this is exactly what I was talking about like 2 weeks ago. Oh, not even 2 weeks ago, on a couple of my videos. This is what they want. Attack within. Y'all better stay safe. Y'all better stay safe. This is what they want. For the country to be attacked from within. Black people versus the brown people. Let them fight it out. You see what I'm saying? Y'all better stay safe. It's getting crazy out here. Because it's going to get to a point where it's going to start affecting you. You may not live in Aurora, Colorado, but the fact that it's happening, man, this is crazy. Y'all better stay safe. Man, I've been seeing videos about the same Venezuelan people be in the stores looking to kidnap people and child trafficking. It's going to shambles. And y'all telling me Trump ain't needed. And y'all telling me Trump ain't needed. Come on now. Go look this shit up. This shit ain't no joke, bro. They're literally securing the area with guns. They're not even, like, it's crazy. It's getting crazy. Stay prepared. TTG. Time to go.
Yeah, guys, I mean, that's just straight up wild. But this is the reality of the world that we're living in. And something I did want to show you guys is kind of like a little reminder for us born again Christians how we could react to this situation, because that's something that I want to provide for you guys. So whenever we look at Romans chapter 13, verses 1 through 2, it says, "Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation." So I believe this is more talking about like church leadership and things of that nature. But there is a sense of hierarchy that we also see in the political world or the government, right? So God does make it very clear in his word that any government he put into place is something that he wants us to follow and for us to obey their laws. So we're basically, as Christians, supposed to obey the laws of the land. That's a very biblical Christian principle. However, there is a really neat thing that I do want to show you guys afterwards that I don't see spoken about often. So it says here, if we look at 1 Peter chapter 2, "Submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake, whether it be to the king as supreme or unto governors, as unto them that are sent by him for the punishment of evildoers, and for the praise of them that do well. For so is the will of God, that with well-doing ye may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men, as free, and not using your liberty for cloak of maliciousness, but as the servants of God. Honor all men, love the brotherhood, fear God, honor the king." And this is where it gets really interesting, guys, in Acts chapter 5, because it states, "Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than man." So God does make it very clear that we are supposed to obey our government. So I, for example, live in the United States of America. If my government says not to steal, if my government says, I can't go ahead and go to Walmart on Thursdays, then it's pretty much obeying the word of God by obeying my government, unless the government is doing something that prohibits my faith as a Christian. So if the government says, oh, you can't go to church on Sunday, you can't share the gospel of Jesus Christ, you can't have freedom, which is something that, is practiced all throughout the word of God, then they're kind of contradicting the word of God. So then at that point is where Christians have to stand firm against the government, regardless of the consequences, and we have to say, hey, no, this is wrong. So, for example, whenever our government illegally breaks their own laws and allows these Venezuelan illegal immigrants to enter into our nation, they're illegally allowing them to enter to our nation, breaking their own law. Therefore, they're contradicting the word of God. So, as a Christian, I stand firm against Venezuelans illegally entering into our nations. And no, I'm not racist. I love Venezuelans. I love Peruvians. I love Mexicans. I love all types of Hispanic people. I come from a Hispanic background, so I have nothing wrong with any specific Hispanic groups, groups from Africa, Europe, Asia. I don't care where you're from, because it also teaches us in the Word of God that there is neither Greek nor Jew nor male nor female in the eyes of God. And he's no respecter of persons. So it doesn't matter if you're black, white, yellow, purple, green, orange, red, brown, whatever color you are, God sees you equally. What he cares about is your heart. Are you truly a born-again Christian? And so that's what God cares about. And so my view on this specific topic is that Venezuelans should not be illegally entering into our nation, because it's wrong and it defies the word of God. And as Christians, we should stand firm about this. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. If you'd like to, please become a member on our Patreon, so you can always go ahead and give to me as well outside of YouTube, so that you guys can help me do this full time. I appreciate all your financial support. It helps me a lot in any way you want to give to me financially. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and share it with someone that you believe this could be edifying for. God bless.